So once I found out there was a sex robot factory, I obviously had to go. Here's why I went to the sex robot factory. I am fascinated by the question, is this impossible standard of beauty that women are killing themselves to try to achieve? Is that even what all men want? I am delighted to report back that the answer is no. Not only did half of the dolls that were ordered have pubic hair, the customer spent an extra $1,400 for it. I spent $1,400 getting mine lasered off. This is proof we are not communicating. We gotta start talking to each other, you guys. It will save us money. But that wasn't enough. I still wanted to see what they were doing with the robot bodies. What if they were making these impossible to achieve bodies? That'd be bad for society, right? I especially wanted to see the boobs. Because in my head, every guy wants the same kind of boob, right? Giant double D, little tiny perky nipple. No. There's a wall of nipples. 38 different kinds. One of the most popular, oblong. One of them looked like a piece of caramel, fell on the floor. Bestseller! Great news, ladies. Whatever shape your nipple, there is a man out there who will pay top dollar. So I found this fascinating, and I started talking to the guy who puts the nipples on the robots, right? It takes him 24 hours to put on one pair of nipples. I'm like, what's the problem? Mr. Potato had that shit. Pop, let's go. And he said it's actually a very meticulous process because they work very hard to make sure the nipples are uneven, because for something to look human, it has to have flaws. If something is too symmetrical, it actually looks creepy. Take that, Ryan Gosling's face. That was great news for me, and you guys might know why. Some of you might not know this, but I had eating disorders until I was in my late 20s. And as a result, my boobs grew in different sizes. That's a side effect for people when they have eating disorders sometimes, is your boobs grow in a little bit differently. I had to get 3 surgeries to get them straightened out. One was bigger than the other one was higher than the other one. They look like from the same general family. One was just like a shittier version of the other one. It was like Alec Baldwin and Stephen Baldwin. I kind of just wanted 2 Stevens, you know? Or 2 Alex, I'll take either at this point. And I was always so embarrassed about them because before I'd get with a guy, I felt like I had to explain what he was about to see. I'd have to prepare him, you know? I'd be like, do you like baseball and golf? Do you like young women and old men? You don't have to choose. Big Salvador Dali fan? So the tragic irony of this whole thing is that they're still not even because one of the surgeons made a mistake and they cut through a muscle. I know, never get an operation by the airport. Red flag, I feel like I probably should have saw. And I hated them for the last couple of years. I hated them because I felt ashamed. My whole thing is, you know, accept who you are, love your body, and I felt like a hypocrite because I had these implants in. So I resented having all that work done for the longest time until a couple years ago when I got in a really bad snowboarding accident and I broke my shoulder. And I go into the surgeon and he's like, I don't understand, this injury makes no sense. I see this all the time. When people fall forward on a snowboard, they break their nose, they get a concussion. You only broke your shoulder. How did this happen? And in that moment, I realized that I bounced off my tits. And then my fake tits saved my life.